Thanks so much. Tempus Resources, an exploration gold mining company, joining us today to talk a little bit about not only the company itself, but the overall state of the gold market, because we have seen a little bit of stability come back into the market over the past couple of days. Jason Bonnison is president of Tempus Resources and joins us on the show for the first time. It's great to talk to you, Jason. Thanks for doing this today. Let's talk a little bit first off, as we mentioned, about the overall state of things here as far as gold is concerned. We saw this time last year, in fact, that really nice move up into all-time high territory. Yes, that was based off of obviously the pandemic. That was a bit of an unknown still at that point. But give us your take on where we are at this point as far as gold is concerned.
Sure, Brendan. Great to be with you this morning. I mean, we've seen gold break through 1,800. It's back up. We believe the gold market will remain strong. We see we're in a continued period of sort of high risk, continued economic stimulus. No change in U.S. interest rates for at least a year, and weak U.S. dollar. So, we believe these are all factors that are going to continue to drive the gold market and demand.
So Tempus operates primarily in British Columbia here in Canada, as we mentioned off the top. I want to note, though, the company listed both here in Toronto on the Venture Exchange and as well on the TSXV over in Australia. So we will discuss both listings, but we'll throw the chart up here in a couple of minutes, guys, and see primarily the TSXV listing, which is, as I said, over in Australia. But give us an introduction to Tempus. Sure. and the principles.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Brendan, Tempus is originally an Australian company. It was formed in 2018, listed on the TSX under the ticker TMR. In December, we listed on the Venture, on the TSX Venture, and the ticker for that is TMRR. The company currently has a market cap of approximately 17 million. And, as you say, we're focused predominantly on our BC projects, but we also have very exciting projects in Ecuador. But, the key focus for both the exploration and the spending is weighted towards British Columbia gold assets. All our projects are in gold. We're a gold exploration company.
It's an interesting time to be an exploration company because of a number of those notes that you just mentioned. I want to take a second to make sure everybody understands the difference here from an actual mining company and an exploration company. Talk us through some of the keys that differentiate between those two different aspects to this business.
Sure. Well, developing a mine from initial exploration to production on average takes typically about sort of 10 years to get to that point. And typically the investors, the best time, the sweet spot for getting involved in exploration play is right now, from the initial discovery through to resource definition and completion of feasibility work. This is really the period of the greatest value creation for investors. So, and this is the position that Tempus is in on all its projects. We're in a phase of exploration drilling, where we're using diamond drilling to take out core samples from our deposits to define the mineral content and structure of the deposit beneath the ground. And then we'll take that once we have sufficient core samples and we have the detailed geological information, rock type, mineral content, grade. We'll use this to model the deposit using GIS, computer graphics, and to calculate the tonnage and the number of sort of ounces in the ground. And this really becomes the key basis for the detailed engineering work and economic feasibility work that will lead to the decision to build and mine the mine. So, Tempus is quite unique in that regard because our projects in BC, while they are an exploration play, we are drilling and firming up our resource right now. They also come with fully permitted infrastructure, which is key. So we have a fully permitted mill, 300 ton a day on our flagship BC project, and tailings facilities. So it's really an opportunity. Once we have that resource, we can really fast track it into production. in a much shorter time frame than the typical sort of 10-year sort of window that I mentioned. So yeah, somewhat unique in that regard, and enables us to talk about a fast track into production for our operations.
Jason Boston, president of Tempus Resources, joining us. Let's get into maybe some of the fine details here. I want to get to the South American property, as you mentioned, but tell us a little bit about maybe the lifespan when it comes to the properties in BC, what the company expects to come out of these projects, and then let's discuss how things are proceeding in Ecuador.
Sure. Well, Elizabeth Black Dome, our project in British Columbia, is our flagship project. It's located in a very, very active region. Everybody talks about the Golden Triangle, which is a long way up north in BC. This is in the Braylorn gold camp, and Braylorn was a mine that produced over 4 million ounces of gold over a 75-year period. Now, there's a lot of active companies. They're all exploring, they're all drilling. It's mostly focused on gold, although there are some people exploring for copper and copper porphyries, which is also prevalent in the region. Now, our projects, as you can see on the map here, Brendan, it's really two projects in one. We have the Black Dome gold mine. And that was a previously producing, fully permitted operation. It operated from 1986 to 1991, produced about 230 ounces of gold. So, and we're drilling at Elizabeth right now, which is connected to sort of Black Dome. So it's really, in the historic production of Black Dome was over 22 grams per ton. That's 3/4 of an ounce per ton. This is very high grade gold operations. So it's really an opportunity that we can develop this quite quickly once we firm up the resource. Where we're, I don't know if you have another graphics there, Brendan, but we have the map of Elizabeth, where we're drilling four the distinct sort of gold veins that were previously identified. These veins are, there we go, the veins are sort of high grade. We're focused on the southwest vein, which is highlighted with the annotation there. And we began drilling this last year, late in the year, and we released the results of the initial holes in February that had some spectacular gold intersections, including 5 meters at 66 grams per ton, which within that included 1.5 at 186 grams per ton. So we're really focused on extending those veins both along strike and at depth. We've completed 8 holes so far this year. Assays are pending, where we got a drill rig going 24 hours a day there. And we've intersected, most importantly, we're intersecting that southwest vein on each and every one of those holes that we've drilled so far this year. And we expect to have assays coming out in the next week or two. We have a great confirmed turnaround time with our assay lab. So we're anticipating some exciting results similar to the high-grade results we announced in sort of February. And we're just going to continue to drill this Elizabeth all year, leading up to ideally a maiden resource for the project at the end of the year.
I want to make sure we get some details on the Ecuador project as well. Tell everyone about what attracted, first off, the company to Ecuador for this project, and how it's a bit of a unique situation in that country.
Yes, I mean Ecuador. It's very exciting. We own 2 projects there, 100% owned, and it's really an elephant country. We're in southeastern Ecuador, along a cordillera of prolific sort of both copper porphyry mineralization and gold mineralization. Our one project, Rio Zarza, is adjacent to Lundin 10 million ounce Fruta del Norte gold deposit. We believe it's the extension of that. And then on our Valle de Tigre project, where it's actually the following. Well, we don't have the graphic of this. This is back to that's BC. But just on Ecuador, we are currently preparing to do a large soil sampling program at Valle de Tigre, which is a precursor for identifying drill targets. So we're active in Ecuador. We've had an election in Ecuador in April. Guillermo Lasso has come into power, very pro-foreign investment, pro-mining. So we think it's very positive for the country. And we're very excited to be where we are in Ecuador, and we think there's good things to come. Both drilling targeting next year. We're working on the permits. Just kicked off the permits to begin the drilling permitting process in Ecuador.
As we said, listed on the Venture Exchange here in Toronto, TMRR, and you can also check them out as TMR over in Australia if you have access to the Australian market. Jason Bonnison, president of Tempus Resources. A pleasure, sir. We look forward to an update in the future.
Thank you, Brendan. It's great to be here. Thank you.
There we go, guys. A look at Tempus Resources, another exploration company, guys.